I am.
Way
Pilot
to go,
episode
way to
one.
go.
Welcome to
We're
Practical
muted.
Reality, where your dreams will come true. That is not true. If anything else, you will start to hate us at the very least. Welcome, guys. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Get a little hype in that channel. I think we're gonna start off here. First of all, rest in peace to Shock G right there with the Humpty Dump. Fantastic song, classic, and so big shout out to him. Rest in peace. And that's how we wanted to start the show. We lost Shock G and DMX in the same month, man. It's not not the best month for music, man.
No, it's crazy.
Definitely crazy. So guys, welcome once again, and we do appreciate you guys stopping in. Sorry for our tardiness, but this is the pilot episode, right? So we're gonna have some audio issues, lighting issues, start time issues, end time issues. We're gonna have issues, and if you don't like it, well, go fuck off.
Too fucking bad.
We'll get better. So we wanted to go ahead and let's just start off with just saying what this podcast is going to be about. But first, I'd like to introduce myself. I have gone by many names, but currently I am Hada IRL. Some of you guys may know me from a few different things. Former CEO of Team Ponage. I've worked in the gaming community for a couple of other gaming companies like Gamers Edge, Eyewear, Glom Tom, and Vidfall. I've been around, so most of you guys probably know me from stuff like that. But this is going to be a little bit different. I mean, we are gamers, so gaming will be talked about on this show, but it's going to be a little bit of a spin. Um, then we have Rage here, Wicked Rage, who is the current CEO of Team Ponage. I passed down the crown to her, if you will.
To this
And
bitch right here.
Why don't you introduce yourself formally
Hi
for the
guys,
people at
I'm
home?
Wicked Rage. That's my only name. uh, I'm a gamer, a mom, a wife, and
Yeah,
somebody who's tired of keeping her mouth shut.
that's it. That's right there. I am also a husband, father, worker of all sorts of different things here. So we can relate to things that you guys have to talk about, and we can also not relate to a lot of the things you guys talk about. And we'll cover some of that stuff too, because your opinion is not our reality, and we're here to uh, disagree with some of the shit you guys say, think, and see online. And we're gonna put our 2 cents in, whether you guys like it or not, and hopefully you guys can enjoy and appreciate uh, some of the stuff that we have to say here. Um, so there is a number here at the bottom. If you look down at the bottom of our chat here, we do have a text service that you guys can text us any questions, suggestions, or participate with anything you want to say. If you choose not to talk in chat because you rather stay anonymous or you just rather not have people know your problems. But if you have relationship problems, girlfriend, boyfriend, co-worker problems, you hate your fucking boss, you know, you want your kids are getting on your nerves, we can cover it all, and we definitely have a thing or two to say about that. So please don't be shy. We will not, I repeat, we will not share who you are when you text us. We don't have your numbers. Um, and so there's no way we know who you are. So if you choose to tell us, you tell us. You can choose to tell us and tell us that you do not, still don't want us to mention your name, and we won't do that. We do have, we have gotten some texts so far, and we're gonna be looking forward to addressing and talking about some of those topics. Maybe not necessarily today because we kind of had today a little planned out. We may go off a script here a little bit because this is pretty much unscripted. But we have to have a floor plan. We want to just come on here and just be all over the place. So
Or did
um,
we?
yeah. Uh, again, welcome guys. To see a lot of recognizable names out there, so we definitely appreciate you guys. Big shout out to Team Ponage and all the love that they and support that they throw out there. So we appreciate that. Um, and maybe we should get this show on the road. But before we do, we have a few weeks planned. I had mentioned before in tweets that we have a what is it, May 14th? Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that episode, man. Like personally, like if I was not the host of the show, I'd be like, I gotta fucking tune into this shit. You know what I mean? Because I and I gave you some preview. I gave you a preview, Rage, on my way home today. I was just like, you're like, man, let me just tell you how I planned this to go, and some of the questions that I want to ask, and some of the things that I want to know, some of the behind the scenes stuff. Really curious, man. You know, like we're gonna really pull the curtain back on that one on May 14th. So definitely, you guys want to tune in for that. But
Absolutely.
absolutely,
I don't wanna miss that.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. It's gonna be really interesting. I think some questions are gonna be answered, and we're gonna unlock some lore, even. You know.
Streamer lure.
So, yeah, absolutely. So Rage, what do we got on our first topic of the
So for starters today, I have an interesting one.
Hit
We're
us
gonna
with
start off with some clan hopping, maybe.
it. Yeah, we could definitely start with that. Now, there was something that sparked this topic, right?
Yes. So we came across a tweet. Let's see if we can get the tweet to come up.
Bam. And I don't think we even know this fucker, right? It was just
No,
something that
not at all.
So maybe somebody that's in chat retweeted it, liked it. It came in our timeline, and I was just like, oh, there it is. You know?
Yeah. All right. There we go. So the tweet that I have says, "You can block them all you want. Just don't forget you used to rock the tag, the friends, the same exact group you're trying to talk bad on and lie about. Keep that same energy and at least stay real about it. Quit blaming them for your mistakes."
Bam. And you cut off who they were.
Absolutely.
No, but to be fair, I don't know who that dude was or chick. I can't remember. I think it was a guy, but yeah, I don't remember. Like I don't know. I definitely wasn't following them, and oddly enough, because as nosy as I am, I clicked on their name and I was like, let me see what team they're on and stuff like that. So yeah, that is very interesting, and being the former CEO myself of Team Ponage, and just kind of being around for some time, I have definitely been on multiple sides of this topic, and so something like that kind of hit home because I've seen it, lived it, and all that, and you have seen it even before you sat on the throne of CEO, if you will, of Team Ponage, and
Sure did.
I'm assuming you may have seen some of that stuff since then. So
I have. Yeah.
We don't give a shit. I mean, we don't listen. I don't know. I'm not gonna just shout out names or people just for the sake of it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, zero fucks given on this podcast, and we're gonna say and give our opinions to whatever we want. At the same time, like if it's not necessary, I'm not gonna just start a fight per se. So yeah, this is something that's always kind of been a big deal, and it's gaming related, but it's also real life shit. And I'll give you a real life example. So in my world, in my career, we have salesmen and we have outside sales and shit like that. So
Right.
We have an outside sales guy that used to work for another company. Okay. And then you go and you're so gun-ho for the company you work for, and you go and you visit customers and you sit down with them, you discuss pricing and product, and then you talk shit about a competitor. Fast forward a year or 2 months, whatever the case may be, things don't work out for you in that company, and you find yourself in the company you were talking shit about to that customer. So now what? Now what do you go back? Now you visit the same customers, and what are you gonna say? Like you were just here like 6 months ago, and you were talking shit and saying how bad they were, and now all of a sudden you work there now, so now it's automatically so great. No, not necessarily. So this type of shit applies to the real world too. You got to be careful what you say in relation to that.
I
um
also find it though to also be a testament to your character as well. When it comes to loyalty, where does your loyalty lie? Or when things get tough or things aren't going your way, do you just up and bounce?
mhm.
Like, is that what you do in the real world as well?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, that loyalty part is really weird because it's the internet, so everyone is can act different. It's easy to up and leave. It's easy to just disconnect. You know, again, in the real world, you got people that are in relationships, shit relationships at that, and they can't seem to get their asses out of the relationship. And that person is doing something bad or negative or cheating or something like that. You know, and they stick around for that shit. But when somebody on your team fucking's having a bad day and may have said something that's a little like, oh, whatever. Oh, it's it. I can't take it, you guys, and they leave. It's just like, like where do you have your balance of like what is enough? You know.
Exactly. But I mean, at the same time, it's where do you draw the line of being real and fake online?
Hmm.
So if you're just gonna bounce when things get tough, even if it is online, doesn't that still kind of go with the character of who you created?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know, um, I've been, once I joined Team Ponage, that was it. I always said that was going to be my last stop, and because I said that was going to be my last stop, you know, you know, I needed to make sure it was going to work because it's like I like being part of a community. I like being part of a team. I just, team spirit, rocking the colors, rocking the name. I liked all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't prior to joining Team Ponage, I was with some other stuff here and there and whatnot. I even owned a smaller community on my own called Imperial Forces on the Nintendo Wii U. And but anyway, so I decided like this was gonna be my last stop. And me stepping down from Team Ponage, I took a cold turkey break for a while, and then I kind of came back loosely that I am now. Uh, I still even I'm considered a Team Pone OG. I don't consider myself to be a full fledged member like a lot of you guys are now, only because you know we had Team Portage. There was standards that needed to be set. You know, activity checks and just doing certain types of levels of participation and stuff like that. So I'm not fulfilling those requirements per se. So I'm a part of the Team Portage by association, by history, and my love for the overall community. But that was my last stop. You know, um, and comments like this online, this person obviously was having issues with someone that was a friend, maybe, or a team, and probably up and left, it's talking shit, or maybe even joined another team. Um, I guess we got anything in chat that's worth everything you guys say is worth listening to, but yeah, I'm just saying in direct
Repeating
relation.
back.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So Pinky Punk said you only see what people want you to see, and vice versa online. Um, I believe a lot of people go by that.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening on the other side. Absolutely. Um, Jones being fake is stupid because you have to remember what role you're playing versus just being yourself.
Oh, but let me just pause right there, if I may. See, that's the crazy shit. Ms. Jones, you are correct, but you are also wrong, and I'll tell you why. Because you have some of these motherfuckers that start to believe and eat their own lies, and they convince themselves that what they're saying is reality, and that's the scary part. There's so many delusional people online. It's unreal. These are the people that will argue with you through and through that the sky is green because they have convinced themselves that shit. You know what I mean? So like, you are correct, but you're also wrong. Like, these are the motherfuckers that probably could pass a lie detector test because they believe their own shit so bad. You know what I mean? So there's those people too. I'm telling you, bro. Trust me. And I know people like that on and offline. Fuck it. And that's oh my god. I could go in. If you know me personally, the worst thing that you could do to me is, I hate eating shit. So in other words, no matter what happens, I hate it and refuse for people to walk away from a situation that they have told me and then walk away believing that I believe that bullshit. That shit drives me, like, there's no way I'm letting you get away with thinking that the shit that you just said that is completely false, and you walking away going, yeah, he believed that. Fuck you. I'm not that stupid. You know what I mean? That is my biggest like thing. Like, I cannot.
But at what point do you just go, okay, just take it?
No,
You just take it from them.
No, I call them out right away.
Say they're leaving, and they give you some, being that we've had the revolving door before, and we know what that is, and all of that.
Yeah.
With people leaving, coming to you with some kind of reason for leaving, and it's definitely not that. It's not that. You can see it's not that. You see them tweeting about their stuff all over Twitter and reaching out to other teams and shit that.
Oh yeah,
but
lethal. Lethal.
I'm sorry.
What was that? What was that?
So at what point do you just
I don't give a fuck.
Say that? Like, you just think that and you're like, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have been in that situation before.
Cheers to you, Troy. Sorry. That's what he said.
I'm not gonna lie about it. I have been on that side where it's absolutely not true. And do I take it or do I call them out on it? And I have literally been to that point where I was like, okay. Because I'd rather not go back and forth with them about it or even get into some kind of argument with them, because if they're willing to be that kind of person with me, I don't want them in my life. Why lie to me?
Yeah. I've been through all that kind of shit. I have literally had people that told me, oh, this, it's nothing against you guys and this, and they say a story that's done the third, my dog is sick or this person that, or I just don't have time and this, that, and the third, and then turn around 2 weeks later and then they join another team. Just keep it 100. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's already online. Like, this is already, like, you don't have to tell me to my face. So like, you don't, like, there's no need to be pussy about it. You know what I'm saying? And no offense, because I wouldn't, I hate that term. Like, you know what? Be calling someone a pussy is a very strong thing. Excuse my language. Okay. A pussy gives birth to a human beings. Okay. That shit is strong as fuck. Okay. And it slaps right back and it's fucking fantastic. That's an insult to call some of these people pussy. Okay. They're just
Thank
soft.
you. I agree.
Okay. They're just soft. And that's just what it is. Like, just keep it 100 and just be what it is. You don't have to come to my face and tell me the truth. Just tell me, just type a few words here, and that's what it is. Clan hopping is whatever. Like, if you don't want to be part of a team, fine. Just don't give bullshit on the way out. 1, 2, like this gentleman said, be careful the shit that you say, about other teams and other shit like that, and then turn around and then just do it. Like, you look like a fucking hypocrite. And it's just like, you know, uh, like the shit you leave online, like this guy right here right now, he could have deleted that shit, but we have it here now, and you guys are looking at it. So there is nothing that is sacred, right? So like, if you put it out online, that's could potentially be there forever. So, just be careful what you say. Don't talk shit about other teams and shit like that, and just keep it real. I mean, chat. Like, what do you guys feel like in this guy's specific tweet? Like, what do you guys think he was referring to? Was he referring to clan hopping? Someone he was close to on a team? Like, what are you feeling? What's your feelings on this exact tweet here, man?
I don't think that it's exactly clan hopping, but it could be. You don't know the backstory of it. But leaving a team and then sitting there and talking shit about them, I mean, if you were there for maybe 2 days, I'd understand that. But if you were there for 6 months, 2 years, 7 years, and you decide that all of a sudden the entire place is shit, the people that are running it are shit, all that, like, you've had all this time to open your fucking mouth. Why now say something when you're gone? You're not making the team look bad. You're making yourself look bad.
Absolutely. And this, and like this, like whoever this person referring to is just doing it wrong. And to me, personally, I'm not speaking for Rage on this one. And I've seen it when I was the owner of Team Ponage, and I've seen it after. And some of my favorite recruits that joined Team Ponage are those people that were former members and left. Because either two things happened. Either they went out and they joined another team and then realized, like, whoa, fucked up out there, and then came back and said, yo, this was where it was at. Like, it's kind of like that whole, like, true love shit, right? Like, like, if it's true love, let it go and then it'll come back, kind of a thing.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's not that.
It doesn't?
No.
Why?
I mean, this kind of brings up a text that actually came in.
Oh.
Yeah, so speaking of clan hopping and all of that, going into this question, it's a lot of questions in one, but we'll start with the first one. How many times should you allow someone to come back onto a team? So, jumping to your whole true love thing, how many times do you let it go and end up back with it? Like, how many times is acceptable? How many times should a team take somebody back?
To me personally, it depends on their departure. It depends on the departure. It depends on the departure. That
exactly.
That's simple. You know what I mean? If it was a clan hopping situation, not so much. If it was like, yo, life's getting tough, I got a lot of work, blah 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 blah, then it's like, okay, it depends,
Right.
But like if you're going from one team to the next and next, like it's just like, what's the point? Like I've seen it happen. I've seen one particular, female join something else, come back, leave, join something else. This is like, what's the point? Like, what's the fucking point?
What are you trying to find?
Yeah, like join a support group or something. Go to like meetings after work or something. I don't know, like like just like what is that? It's kind of like the Fight Club when Ed Norton's fucking going to all these, just signing up for groups to just join groups to make himself feel wanted or better, or it's just like it's just like, dude, like, just like, what are you doing? Like, and let's not even get into the topic. And I feel like we're kind of going back, because I did see that text that you're referring to that we got. It's kind of going to the topic of like, well, I lost my thought. I really lost my thought there. Filler. Um, I'm trying to remember the text exactly, but it was just like, why are you? If oh, thank you. Sorry, lost my train of thought. I do apologize. But like, if the focal point is yourself, then just fucking do you. You know, then
Right.
just do you. Then just do you, and that's it. You know, don't join for namesake. You know, this isn't fucking, like a NASCAR. Where you have all these sponsors slapped onto the side of your car just to make it look cool. No, Danny DeVito can relate to the NASCAR comment. But yeah, but like, just it's not like this. It isn't a resume. Like, oh, I've been here, I've been there. Like, no, it just looks shitty. Like same thing when it comes to work, to jobs. Like people value when you look at a resume and you see that you were there for X amount of years versus 3 months here, 1 month there, year here. Like it's just like, yo, dude, what's wrong with you? You still trying to find yourself, or you just can't stay still? You're not reliable. You know. I think we have some extensive texts
I
here.
see that.
Yeah, if you want to kind of.
So Synth here in the chat said, here's my thoughts on clan hopping. If you feel the grass is greener on the other side, then go. But when you leave, lay all your cards on the table. Because if you leave on good terms and then start talking shit when you're over there, you look like an utter asshole for not being real.
Yeah, can we applaud that? That's fucking great.
Well, I have to do it like this because it's not on the stream deck yet. So yes, absolutely, very nice.
Pilot episode. See, we'll get the clapping.
So Jones said, I think it's them talking shit about a team. Oh, I think she's referring to the tweet.
Yeah.
Because that's all people want to do is if they don't get what they want, they leave and want to go talk shit at the end of the day. Yeah. Synth said, I think it depends on the context of someone leaving. If you have personal things in your life that cause you to not be able to commit to a team, then that's understandable. But if you leave to go somewhere else because you think it's better, then come back, then leave again, then come back. At some point, the leaders should go, not this time.
Rach, I want to ask you a question, actually. Thank you for the host, Citizen Joker. To me, let's my leadership versus your leadership. In the past, when I was in your shoes, I used to tell people all the time, like, you don't have to leave. When it came down to like personal stuff, I'm like, you don't have to leave. Like if you're worried about activity checks or you're worried about like not participating in certain things, like if you're speaking straight up and you're like, hey, I've got this going on, then like we give like a certain person a pass. It's like, listen, you don't need to leave and disconnect yourself from the community as a whole. Life is real. Things happen. Keep it on. You're keeping it 100 as you're talking to me and telling me what the story is. And I'm just like, there's no need to leave. You can stay and we'll just, we excuse that, whatever. And we're here. And I would run into a lot of times where people would reject that. And I'm just like, why are you rejecting that? Like, I'm saying it's cool. Like, don't worry about it. Anybody asks why this person's not here or there, whatever. I'd just be like, hey, listen, they got some personal stuff going on. That's the end of it. And that's it. But a lot of times they would reject that and not want to, stay on with that, condition. So I don't do you do something that's similar to that, or like what have you come across anything?
So I have I want to answer. Well, I want to ask a question to your question. Have you ever gone back and taken a look at those people that have come to you with those kind of issues where you said you don't have to leave and they say, oh, well, I feel I do, and they end up leaving? Do you ever go back and take a look at their Twitter or see how they're doing?
Once they've left?
Yes, once they've left.
Oh yeah, I was fucking nosy hawk. Yeah, 100%.
So for me, it really depends on the case. It depends on what I see prior to them coming to me. I see everybody's activity within my community. I'm not, staring down anybody else's, but within my community, I watch the activity and I see if anything is falling out of place. If anything falls out of place, I'll reach out. But if they come to me and they say, I'm having personal stuff, I need to step away, I kind of take a look at everything that they've been doing leading up to that
Mm-hmm.
before I say, hey, you don't have to do that. I still do it. There are those that I say, hey, we'll just skip this for a little while and we'll check in on you. We have some people that are in college or that are overseas and things like
Oh
that,
yeah,
police academy.
yeah. I've had
So,
things.
of
Yeah.
course, they're not going to be around. And when they come back, they may feel awkward. It may,
Mm-hmm.
I got to find a way to have them fit back in.
Yeah.
But every person is a case by case. If somebody comes to me and they tell me, oh, I have all this personal stuff going on, but they just streamed 6 times in one day and they haven't stopped talking about how this person rated them and that person rated them, and it's, oh, I gotta leave because this is happening. If that's all you've been doing and that's all I see, I'm not really going to believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. It's true. Like there's a lot of situations, out there like that, and there's been, there's been people like, hey, matter of fact, guys like fucking just on Team Ponage specifically, since it seems our audience is Team Ponage in the house. Shout out to you guys again. Guys like Try and Heavy. Oh, motherfucker. I try to get them to fucking leave their fucking team fucking so many times. Like, dude, so many times I was up in their DMs. I know Joker was in Try's DMs a bunch of times, and I think some other people, like, we try to come over forever. I mean, I try to get Heavy in forever. And those motherfuckers were loyal, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, let's go." And it was so annoying. But, I respected their loyalty, but I was just like, "Dude, you belong here." And eventually they both came over and they've been phenomenal members, from what I can see and stuff. But yeah, it was annoying how loyal they were.
Yeah. I know.
you know so I mean, there were even smaller communities that I try to buy out. I was just like, yo, like, we'll take all your members, like, just, your team isn't doing shit, you know like, you guys aren't being active, you guys have no structure, but I like a few guys on your team. And I've tried to acquire other teams just to dissolve it, in name, and then just bring in solid members. So I've done things like that before in the past too. But yeah, like I said, I've been on, all kinds of sides of this stuff, so it's very interesting. But for chat, uh, I'm just reading some of the things in chat. But for you guys in chat, what do you think? Chat, you can do it in chat, or you can text us. Remember, the number is below. You can text anonymously if you like. What do you feel is the biggest reason why one individual would be team hopping? And I'm not talking about themselves, because obviously there's something going on there with them, but what do you think is the appeal for these gamers to move on and try to go to another team, Obviously they're looking for something, but do you, like, for instance, do you feel that thing is just like the first attraction is like, oh, I like their logo, or I like their jersey, or like, what do you think is the attraction that makes them want to go to that team and that team, this team and that team?
So I'm gonna chime in here. I mean, I think it depends on the person, really. Some people are just looking to make a name for themselves. They think that having a team in their name or in their bio is going to grab them all of those viewers and followers that the entire team has. Not realizing that it's something that has taken years upon years to build, doesn't just instantly happen, and when they don't get that instant gratification, they jump to the next one.
Yeah. Try, go ahead, man. It's up to you, bro. You do you, man. Like I said, if you don't want to, text it, DM us, say you want to stay anonymous. I'll say that shit for you. Might even add a few curse words in there myself.
So Synth said, but wouldn't that be considered poaching of sorts? I mean, I don't know how people feel about that. Would one consider poaching another team's members a bad thing or no?
Wait, where the hell did you see that? That's a great comment.
It's in the chat.
Where? I can't see. Blindness. Who said that? Who said it?
Synth.
Wow, he's on fire. Once again, he's great. Gonna have your ass on the show at one point. It's good stuff. Yeah, say it again. That's good. No, that's good. No. I don't know. I mean, I just admitted that I was trying to poach my ass off to try to get some people. I saw, and when I was trying to poach, it's because I saw weakness. To be honest, I saw a lack there of leadership. I saw, I saw the potential of a member that I felt fit better in the team that I owned. I felt they already had some ongoing relationships with members. It just it made fucking sense. You know what I mean? So whenever I poached, it was because I felt that where they were at wasn't the best place for them. And obviously having strong members, is what keeps the team going, So was I poaching? Yeah. Was I poaching to be an asshole? Was I poaching to be mischievous? No, I was poaching because I saw potential.
Right.
I saw quality, and I saw a team that just wasn't doing the right thing. So
I also want to point out that the two names that he did pick for that do happen to be leaders under my command now.
Wow.
Both
amazing.
of them.
Look at that.
So what you saw, they actually did bring to Team Pawnage. And now, look where we are.
I know a thing or two. You're welcome.
Thanks.
Hey, and flashback, right? Going back to you, I had selected you to be the Xbox community leader at one point, then the overall community leader, and then look at you now. Oh, I just lay seeds, guys. I just lay seeds, and you just grow, and just happy times. No, but you guys are doing great over there, man. Some wonderful people over there for sure.
Like Joker said, technically the peeps he poached are currently or former members.
and I don't want to go off topic because I'm gonna wind up talking forever. I hope you guys get some popcorn and shit. But the fucking I remember when Joker first came over, and this is not what this show's supposed to be. This isn't like a Team Pawnage down memory lane thing. But fucking when Joker came over, he was with I don't even think he likes when I say the name or likes the name. Was it Make a Killing? Is that right? Is that right, Joker?
So that's like saying Voldemort. So yeah. I mean, I know that one. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but that was an interesting.
Oh, Furious came in with a fuck them. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what happened?
I think it just left a bad taste in their mouths in general, and they don't. Where they are now, I'm going to assume. I'm going to assume they're happy.
Yeah. So that was an interesting time when he came over. I was a little unsure of Joker at the time because I knew the team that he came from, and so when you come from a bad apple, you're like, what is this guy gonna bring? I saw that it was there was good there, but I was just I was a little weary because it's you
didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, everything seems cool, but he came from a shit place, so just don't leave shit on my doorstep. You know what I mean? So I was a little nervous, when he first came aboard, and this guy's solid as fuck. Got a tattoo of Team Pawn and all that, so fuck you if you don't like him. He ain't going nowhere,
You're damn right. You can't poach him.
Not unless you're willing to pay for a cover-up. Then maybe he'll think about it. You found Team Porn because of me on Twitter? Oh man. Wow. Who knows what tweet that was? or how that came about. But yeah, we did our bit, we did our thing.
So so with clan hopping,
Uh,
do you feel that people get to make the right kind of relationships that they're looking for when they are constantly jumping? Doesn't it make it hard for them to make those connections and actually find other gamers out there like them?
um, we're never gonna get off this topic.
I'm asking for a reason.
Well,
Do you
how can I
feel that
say?
you can make relationships with clan hopping?
Yes, yes, you can, 100%. But the problem is, it is unlikely. But yes, the reason why it's unlikely is that those that clan hop, there's a high probability that they are in it for themselves. And when they're in it for themselves, it's typically a streaming thing, right? So they're stream focused. And so when they're stream focused, um, they're just kind of caring about the numbers. So when you're mentioning if they can make connections, they don't necessarily, I don't think they necessarily care uh, to make those connections. They can, but that's not what they're out for. And they're not going to really, you know, it's not what they want, you know?
Speaking of relationships, those that do want them, I have come across a couple things, and we did happen to get a text as well that asked
Wow.
us. Let's see
Just,
here.
just while you look that up, the tech stuff is real.
It
Text
is.
us. We're not saying who it's from. It's making the show when it wasn't supposed to, I believe. Because it's unscripted. We're just gonna go with the flow. If it's relatable, it's relatable, man. Don't feel free to text us your questions, your comments, suggestions for the shows. I take partial nudity of on those texts as well. Um,
No, do not listen to that because I get them too, and I do not support unsolicited dick pics, okay?
she
Let's
does not.
not go there.
All right, just send us pictures of your cats.
I'm okay. Well, listen. That's a fine line that you're walking there, buddy.
Oh
Oh
man.
my goodness. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm going to open another tweet here. This one kind of hits on relationships. So starting with this tweet, it says, feeling hella undateable. Don't know how to talk to women my age and women younger than me. Don't want a divorced father of two that works too much and plays video games. Guess I just find a time intensive hobby.
Rewind that one more time. Go ahead. Rewind that one more time. For the people in the back or the people like
Okay.
wasn't
Feeling hella undateable. Don't
Yeah.
know how to talk to women my age and women younger than me. Don't want a divorced father of two that works too much and plays video games.
On to the next topic: relationships and gaming. There's so many directions this can go into. He, ooh, I mean, I see. I can. I've seen a lot. I've read a lot. I've talked to certain people about certain things like this. I personally can relate. I'm I'm 40. I'm married, children. Um, Gaming is something that I did when I was younger, and into my late teens, early 20s. Once I hit 21, I started hitting up the club scene, and shortly into that, I became a club promoter, and I was just all in on the club scene. So I was very out there. I was hosting parties. I was on stage, doing wet t-shirt contest, the whole deal. Uh, gaming. I got back into gaming when I stopped doing the club promoting stuff, and I was already with my wife, and so I haven't had to be out there doing that, and the gaming for me became something to kind of fill the void of the club promoting and going out and stuff like that. So gaming to me was something that I did after the fact. It wasn't something that I was really doing while I was with before I met my wife. But at the same time, she was very accepting of it, considering it was like, well, he could either be playing video games or he could be trying to go out and hanging out and going to bars and stuff like that. So she didn't really mind. And it's been a great hobby. I love it. But I haven't had to do dating per se. Same thing with you, Rage, right? You've been kind of locked down since like forever, right?
Yes, forever, and then some.
Do we
Yes.
have any? Do we have any singles up in chat?
Yeah, singles. Well, we also have a question. Well, we have a couple texts as well that comes into that. So the first one is
Texts or chats?
text.
Wow, you guys are on fire. Go ahead.
Yes, on fire. The first one, I'm a gamer that's in a relationship with a non-gamer. How do I get them interested, or should I even try?
Yeah, why not try?
But what if they say no? I mean, so the reason I say that is because, yes, I am a gamer. My husband is a gamer. We have a great relationship. We've been together fucking forever, like he said. And, but there was a time in my life where I refused to game.
Sorry, Fluffy's comment. Go ahead, keep going.
So there was a point where I stopped gaming altogether. I was working 50, 60 hours a week. I didn't have time for games. I didn't have time for all of that. I was too busy focusing on money and the business and all of that stuff. And
T2 game, baby.
And I got to the point where I was tired of him playing video games. I'd come home and he'd be playing video games. Kids would be asleep. There's no food. I gotta cook. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And he's just sitting there playing fucking video games. And I did get to the point where I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This has to stop. But at the same time, like, we grew up the same way. We've always loved our video games. And I needed to take a step back and just be like, this was his way of letting it out. And I ended up joining back into it. It's his fault, by the way.
Just real quick, Joker, yeah, we are actually working on that. So things to come. Calling in and airing it out. Yeah, so here's the thing, right? So like let me be fucking honest, right? Like this whole gaming thing, right? It depends on the kind of person you are. We have gamers that are like hermits. They don't fucking leave their house except for necessities, right? Like their social life is right here. So it's going to be difficult to get into a real relationship when this is all you got right here. I'm not knocking you for it. I'm just stating a fact. Okay? That being said, if you do meet someone, it's going to be internet based. And it's probably going to be a long distance relationship. And you're never really going to see the person, let alone fucking have sex with the person. You're not going to know them. You know? Since a long distance relationship, that's a whole nother topic altogether. Never been a big fan of it. Maybe it's me, trust issues, whatever. Right? But fine. So you have those kind of people. Then you have the people that are the happy medium. They have their internet gaming domain, but they will go out to bowling or movies or go to an occasional bar and stuff like that. So they have the potential of meeting someone in real life. Now, being a gamer could be a huge turnoff for someone that's not. They'll look at you like, what? Like, it's like kid shit,
You
like,
seriously play video games?
yeah, you'll get that kind of comment. Imagine
Yeah.
meeting a chick like Rage at a bar and you saying, oh yeah, I like video games, and then fucking she says that, Try, I did see it. That was a lot you wrote there. and I think we might have moved on. I didn't catch that, sorry. But so then you get that. So then you're like, oh man, so it's like it's almost like an instant rejection, or you back out a little bit, just a little bit, So like, are you gonna potentially miss out on a good potential relationship because you play video games? Now one's gonna argue, well, that's me, that's part of me. Like I play video games and I'm supposed to be with someone that accepts me for me and everything that I do. Yeah, that's true. But
You're not
you
going
don't
to
want
meet that person if you're locking yourself in your home.
yeah. But
I mean, you could, but
my this particular scenario that I was referring to is the person that does go out and does actually wind up meeting, people. And it's interesting because like this guy says that there was a guy or girl, whatever, said that 40, the age can play a factor. Kid thing could play a factor too. And the video game thing could be a factor. So he feels that he has three things stacked against him. But you could easily, at the age of 40, check it out. At the age of 40, you're more than likely going to meet women around that same age. So age shouldn't matter. Not really. 2, you have a child. The chances are, if you meet a 40-year-old woman, chances are she has a child too. So now you're just down to the gaming thing again. Right? Am I right? And so what does that mean? So like, should you stop playing video games? No. Is it going to be right? No, definitely not. Right? Like that's what you do. Like fucking she watches fucking whatever shows and she fucking plays scratch offs and smokes fucking cigarettes on the outside of her trailer. Whatever. Everyone has their own thing. But so what is this guy's solution? Like, what do you? Well, someone disagrees with me completely, right?
So Pinky Punk said, I disagree completely. If gaming is a passion for someone, they should not be able. That should not be something you have to sacrifice to feel loved. I agree with that.
Yeah,
you should not have to give up any of your hobbies or anything for another person unless it's harmful. Like and drugs. I don't think gaming is harmful. If anything, I would prefer my husband to be sitting here on an Xbox than going out to clubs every night. Going out with the boys, going out to God knows where. So, quite honestly, that's my take on that. I would prefer to have my husband here playing video games all night, not moving.
Right. But okay, so check it out. So, you have person X, right? Person X has been lonely for 2 years, hasn't been in a relationship, hasn't had any intimacy, okay? Is insecure with themselves, okay? And they can't seem to get past some of those things. And then you add gaming into the mix. And then they meet, and then don't you feel, again, I'm not agreeing, I'm just, as a for instance, what if gaming becomes yet another obstacle to finding someone to spend some time with in real life? What if the people that you meet are not gamers and are just kind of like, really? Again, I'm not saying they should quit gaming, but what I'm saying is at some point you should kind of maybe mix things up in your own life to kind of explore different things and then maybe kind of find a way back into it. Like, even if your hobby was fishing, and you fished every weekend, all you did was fish every weekend, you fish every weekend. Well, like, bro, if you want to meet someone, you gotta stop fishing every weekend and you gotta fucking go to, this bar or this place or that place. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you have to disconnect yourself from your hobby to find, greener pastures. Whether or not you come back to that hobby is another option, or you feel I'm offbeat there.
So Pinky Punk said, and she's going where I was thinking during this. She said, "Okay, but real truth, you can't love someone else if you can't love yourself. Obviously, you can be human and have some struggle, but if gaming is causing that kind of insecurity, I think a lot more in life might need to be reevaluated." And I agree. I think that if you see all of these as obstacles, then you are creating those obstacles for yourself.
Right, but plot twist, right? So there you have people that use gaming to kind of cope with a lot of their insecurities, right?
Right?
So if you're using gaming to cope with those insecurities, you're never going to address those insecurities because you're masking it and hiding behind a controller. So does gaming become something that's helpful for you to cope with that stuff? Or is it actually just delaying, you from like kind of getting to where you need to be secure with that stuff? That's a question.
So it kind of brings up that line of gaming being harmful or helpful.
I'm just saying.
I really do think it depends on the
Well,
person.
well, Pinky, not so much that it's causing insecurities. What I'm saying is someone that has insecurities, like this gentleman here, his first two insecurities is his age and the fact that he has children.
Right.
So he feels that he can't meet anyone because he's over a certain age and he has children. So he's devaluing himself, and he's probably not seeking not seeking help, but he's probably not going out there and trying to find someone or date or whatever the case may be. So instead, he's just home playing video games instead of going out and trying to find that special someone because he has those insecurities. And now he's adding an insecurity of gaming because he was doing that beforehand anyway. Does that make sense?
Yes. It
So
does.
it wasn't his original insecurity. He's adding that now on top of the insecurities he already has. So like, I'd rather just stay home and fucking just play video games because fuck it. If I go out, no girl's gonna be into me anyway because I'm too old and I have kids. So I'm gonna just play video games. And then if I do go out and they find out I do play video games, that's another insecure. That's another negative on me too. I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? So like, he's fucking damning himself into a corner.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like he's creating a lose-lose situation.
Correct.
You
Joker
know?
said in chat, instead of using it as an advantage, he's making it a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like if you draw that line for yourself, you can break down those barriers for yourself when it comes to that. Yes. These times, nowadays, I mean, the divorce rate is extremely high. Being divorced with children and playing video games, I mean, that's like every man I've ever met beyond a certain age.
Yeah.
It's to
It's
me, I feel like he's in a way finding reasons to not get up and go out there, or at least look for somebody, online that shares those interests. There's plenty of ways to do that nowadays.
but it scares me about this online dating shit is that I could be wrong. I have no statistics to prove this whatsoever. But the chances are of them finding someone locally online is very not likely. They'll probably wind up finding someone that's really far, you know, and then they're gonna wonder how they're gonna see them, when they're gonna see them, and like long distance relationships isn't healthy, in my personal opinion, unless there was something that was established first. If you're trying to base a brand new relationship on some long distance shit, it's too much work for me. Could work for other people. I'm not totally knocking it. I'm sure there's people that have fucking killed it in that regard. You
I
know,
think first and foremost, a friendship base needs to be established.
mm-hmm.
It's you don't just go online and look for some chick who plays online games and you decide you want to start a relationship with them. I do not recommend that. I do not recommend going onto females' tweets and tweeting that, hey, you look good. I wish I could, meet you, this and that. Don't do that creepy shit.
Here's a quick story that I don't have the full story of, just as a disclosure. And I doubt it very much this person is in this chat watching this. And if she is, then I do apologize or not, whatever the fuck. I'm not saying your name, so suck it. So this particular female, she started dating someone online. Okay. I'm watching it. And I knew this female from just previous tweets, his levels of insecurity, her weight, this, then the third. Okay, fine. You know, and then bam, she was a little open, on social media, and would be somewhat, open with her sexuality, as far as like, oh man, I haven't had sex in so long, things like that, right? So I was like, okay, see the shit, no problem. And then all of a sudden she started dating someone. Oh, the best. This guy's the best. The fucking best. This guy's the best. He just says the best stuff and he does the best things. The best. Long distance relationship. Right? Then the guy decides that he is gonna go visit her. Bam. Okay. Okay, fantastic. I was like, oh, I'm watching. Super excited. She can't wait. Counting the days. The best. Can't wait. Right? Fucking, guy takes a plane by himself, lands, takes pictures, all that. It's fantastic. It's like a dream come true. Comes, taking pictures of sitting on the sofa, watching movies, Netflix and chill. Fantastic. Right? Next day, tweet comes along. He says it sounds familiar. Next day comes along, and she mentions that they had sex and it was great. It was the best dick she's ever had. Fantastic. What else can a girl, fucking want, right? So that happens, right? And then she's super sad that that he's got to leave and stuff, and this time the third, and it's leaving, and she's crying and stuff, but she loves him. Fantastic, great. All right, so fast forward, I checked out. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I stopped checking. Next thing I know, fucking she's cursing the motherfucker out, and fucking he left. I don't know what happened basically, but he took a flight, got some ass, and within a couple of weeks, dunzo. Okay, it's over. She hates him. He's a piece of shit and all that. And here's this girl that has these insecurities. She's a gamer. She didn't really go out during the quarantine, and she meets this guy online, and he's saying the right things, doing the right things. He's a gamer too, and goes down, gets some ass, and next thing you know, he does the classic fucking doesn't call her type shit or whatever. So long distance relationship to me is kind of real sketchy.
I mean, online, but that sounds like something that would happen on a normal Friday night to, a single chick.
Wow. That's yes. But...
Yes and no, but I mean, at the same time, at least he was willing to pay for the flight. I mean,
oh man.
I mean, it would happen locally as well. Something like that would happen locally. Being that it's long distance, that's even fucking worse.
Yeah.
Because why? First of all, why? Like, did you specifically save money so that you could say that you got ass in Florida versus ass in Wisconsin? I'm just using people's states. I'm not saying that's anybody's state.
You were completely wrong on both.
Good.
I can look it up if you like.
No. But it is something that can happen in, being 2 miles apart or 200 miles apart.
Booty call 101. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but now it's like it just like it added insult to injury. You have this female gamer that like I know like doesn't go like from just again I'm just judging off of what I can tell. I only know what you guys put out there. If there's other side to the story, then it is what it is. But like, you know, barely goes out, only goes to like gaming conventions and Twitch cons and shit like that. And there's levels of insecurity there, and so I don't know. We're on topic, but I feel like we're off topic. What I'm saying is, um, as a gamer, okay, as a gamer, is it best to try to put yourself into a corner and try to only find a significant other that games?
Which actually brings me to another text.
Thank you for the follow, Bacon Nightmare. Another text.
It says, I'm 44 and still haven't found my other half. Then again, I play video games and stream 4 times a week. Should I just give up?
Oh, fuck me. No, never. Look, never give up. Never give up. But the balance of your hobby, like put it like this, yo. If it ain't making money, if it ain't making you money, it don't make any sense. And the type of money that you might be making on Twitch is not money. If you are not part of that whatever percentage of top streamers, again, everyone has their own financial shit. So like, if the little bit of money you're making on Twitch is doing you good, fine. I'm not gonna knock it. But if gaming and streaming is preventing you from finding someone else, that's a problem. Then maybe you should cut back. You know what I mean? Because you got to really level yourself out and go, yo, what's more important here? Is it playing video games? Is it streaming, and streaming and connecting with my followers and chat? Or do I really want to go out there and find someone for me? Obviously you don't have to go out and meet someone and be like, oh, I'm a streamer. Like, not knowing if that person's a gamer, that's like the worst thing you can say. You work that shit in. There's no need to put all that shit on the table when on day one. Meet the person, chill, go on a date. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I work and I watch TV, I do this or that. I actually play a little. I would literally say like this. Actually, little video games. I like playing some video games. So that's pretty cool. And they'll go, oh, okay, yeah. But you downplay it. You downplay it. There's no reason to be like, hey, this is me right off day one. Like, don't let that person judge you from jump personally. Like, let them like casually say it and make it sound like not a big deal, and then just like get on the second date, like get to know them a little bit better, third date, get to know them a little bit better, maybe mention the gaming thing again one more time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you don't play any video games? And you probably be like, oh yeah, I play Candy Crush on my phone and shit. Like, no, that doesn't count.
Dating 101 with Hada over here. You gotta casually work that shit in.
Yeah, you gotta casually mention that shit. You can't be like, hey, how you doing? Oh yeah, it's me, whatever. Yeah, what do you do from? Oh, I'm fucking. I play video games. I love that shit, man. I got like a chat. Like, I'm trying to fucking quit my day job and fucking get this thing all the time. And I got like 3 monitors and shit. And they're probably like, okay, like, especially if they're not from that world. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of let that person start to kind of like you. Let them kind of see your other good qualities and shit, before you fucking hit them with like, don't geek out on them. Like, that goes for anything. Can you imagine I'm like a fucking scientist. I don't know, fucking insert scientist, whatever here. And I meet a regular girl that has a regular good job and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a scientist for this, done the third, and I start fucking geeking out, like, yeah, the temperatures and the equations of the blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, you're gonna dry that pussy right up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fucking, just like casually say what you do, and then like don't geek out on them. Just like don't go right in and be like, oh yeah, like just I say ease that shit in. Maybe I just realized what I said out loud. Based on chat. But I mean, do I make sense though? Like, or again, or am I offbeat, man? I don't know.
Again, tough subject. Tough subject.
It is. It is. It depends on the person. Yeah.
It does, but also like, where do you draw the line? Where do you put gaming aside? In that specific situation, there. The text says they stream and game 4 times a week. When do you go out? Like, what do you do? Do you go out? Do you hang out with people online? Do you talk to women through Tinder? Like, how do you talk to women at all if you're trying at all? To me, it sounds like an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
It's another gaming adding on to that whole excuse thing. Well, should I just give up because I play video games? Like it's like they're automatically saying, I already know this is bad, so why would somebody want me? Get what I'm saying there?
I know a person straight up, 100%. If certain someone is watching this chat that no one here knows, and I say this, the person's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know if they're watching or not, but I knew someone that every time he went out to fucking an amusement park, movies, the mall, wherever the fuck, this person would bring their fucking Nintendo Switch everywhere. This is a late 20s motherfucker. You have a problem. Okay, this person played Nintendo and also played this. You're going out to chill, and you're bringing your Switch with you so that while you're waiting online for the movie to start or waiting online for the ride to get there or whatever the fuck, you're on your Switch.
Are you fucking serious?
100%. 100%. Like, and you're there with people that are not now if you're there and you go in there with other motherfuckers with Switches, then go right ahead. That's cool. But if you're hanging out with people that are not walking around those Switches, and you're there and you're gonna disconnect yourself and get on the Switch every opportunity you can, you got a fucking problem. You got a problem. You're not gonna meet people. You're not fucking engaging with the people that you're with, So there's fine lines. And that person was in their mid-20s. Yeah, motherfucker. You live at home. You live with mommy. You like video games. And you bring your Switch everywhere. That's a problem. You feel me? Like, so
that's like my teenage carrying PSP in my back pocket.
Bro, what I'm saying is that there's different levels.
But as an adult,
there's different levels to this shit. And it's really fucked up. And this same person, maybe it's just this person in particular. But if there's one person like this, there's at least 1 more million people like this. You know what I mean? Like, there's never just this one unique person. Like, if this person's like this, there's a million motherfuckers just like that person. Can't convince me any different. Same person. Had an issue with, like, well, I go to college and how can I same dude, same person, same conversation. I go to college, and how do you expect me to get a job? I can't take a part-time job. I'm not gonna have time to play video games. That's what was said. That was said. The same motherfucker. So like, yeah, that's the type of person that fucking 5 years from now will fucking be like, I'm 4 years old and I can't find anyone, and they're like, motherfucker, you never put down your Switch. So like there's different levels to this shit, and you just got to be you have to be conscious of what you're doing, and you have to know when certain things is you got to kind of put things aside. You got to kind of play the cards a little bit different, so that's my point. Like, don't let the gaming thing deter you from finding someone or getting into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that can still be there. You can still do it. But if you're at a certain age and you're still contemplating relationships and that you don't think you can find anyone, and you feel that gaming is hindering you in proceeding and finding someone or getting into a relationship, then you're kind of recognizing some of your problems there. You can't listen. You can't fix that you're 40, and you can't fix you have any kids, but you can fix that you're a gamer. You shouldn't stop. You should still do it, but if you feel like that's a problem, maybe it's because you went out there and was like, "Hey, how you doing? Well, I like long walks on the beach. Oh, that's no nice. Me, I like to I like to walk through Skyrim and shit, and fucking shoot arrows at my knee. It depends on. We don't know this person, so we don't know. We don't know. Like how damaging or like how's he going about the situation. So if he's complaining about it, he needs to evaluate. You prioritize, exactly. He needs to evaluate himself, and you can only fix and change certain things. And being 40 and having a kid are two things you can't fix or change. So playing video games, don't give that shit up, 100%. But if it's that much of a concern, then check yourself.
Right.
Are you playing too much? Are you streaming too much?
Well, so like Fluffy brought up the comment, on the other hand, you don't know what the person is going through to make them carry that switch. So this is where you have to be sensitive to other people. Yes, of course. But then here's my take on that. Fuck that shit. You just came out with me. Why are you on your Switch instead of hanging out with me? Yeah. If you had something that you needed to do or something that you didn't want to do with us, why did you bother bringing your ass out?
Yeah, same thing with your cell phones though too. Like, get off your fucking cell phone. Oh,
I can't stand that at family functions.
Yeah,
you walk into a room and everybody is on the phone. Put your damn phone down. The entire family's here.
Yeah, accountability is definitely hard. And I'm gonna speak on a personal level. I'm 40. I'm married. I have kids. Rage is, I don't know, what are you, 31, 32 or something like that?
That's nice. Right? Yes, 32.
I don't know if now I don't even know if that's
it's true. It's true.
And, she's married and with kids and stuff and all that shit. And I just because you're a certain age, you don't have to be married with children. You don't have to be. Don't have to. Okay? No one says that at a certain age you have to have kids. No one says at a certain age you have to be married. You don't. My grandmother had 8 children. Okay? And only 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, half. Only 4 of them had kids. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Like, out of 8 aunts and uncles that I have, well, my mother not being one, so 7 aunts and uncles, only half of them had kids. So I know it's possible to be like fucking 70 and not have kids or whatever, however old some of my aunts and uncles are. So I understand. And some of them not even married. So I get it. I have how many I have 3. Currently I have 3 coworkers. I have 3 coworkers that are 40, one that's actually 40 plus, that have never been married and don't have kids. And I always thought personally that like that percentage, I thought ignorantly that at a certain age, like mostly everybody would be married and have kids and stuff like that. And yet I'm at a workplace where there's 3 to 4 people that are in the 40s, no kids, never married. And that's like, I'm still like shocked by that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy, you know? And it's because that for some reason or another, I always assumed that by a certain age, the majority of people would be with kids or married.
Right.
And here I am with 4 coworkers that are a complete opposite of that. So that shows how little I know, of what is common or what, uh, what's really out there. It's very, very interesting. So this guy is 40 years old. He's divorced. At least you fucking found someone at some point, and you have a kid. So, he might be looking at himself like he's like a fucking loser maybe, or he's failing, and he's not, like, yeah, the marriage didn't work out, that shit happens, but at some point you found someone, and at some point you had a child, and at some point you were happy, and you have something to show for it, you know what I mean? So like, you might be down on yourself now, but you were you were on the other side of that coin, at some point, so I don't know, like, I just think that don't set your expectations based off of what you see that other people have accomplished or are accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no rules, and there's no book that says that you should be doing or should have done anything by a certain point of your life.
Do it on your own fucking time.
Yeah.
What you feel is right. My sister is 30. She just moved to Guam with her husband. They have no kids. And they are not planning on kids for quite a few more years. They want to enjoy their lives together. There's plenty of people who do that, although they did marry very young. But I know plenty of people who also haven't, or didn't even want to get into a relationship until they were older.
I finished my bottle.
I did not.
We got anything in chat that we should be reading here?
Well, there's Fluffy's comments, and I don't know if I want to read those.
Why? Is he destroying us?
He said, I'm just picky. I like my ladies to have most of their teeth and not be a meth head. He also comes from West Virginia.
I feel you on the meth part, but the no teeth. I mean, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Come on. How about a recovering meth addict with no teeth? There's some perks there, my friend.
Oh my god. And if you've had a little too much to drink tonight, you know what those perks are.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What else we got in chat?
Let's see. Pinky Punk said if it's that big of an issue, I would say there are other things that need to be thought of.
What part exactly? Do you think she's mentioning to? Seriously, like, what? You're not sure. You're not sure. What do you mean? Like, what issues were that? Help me. I don't remember.
I believe this is going back to the Switch, carrying the Switch at the same time as going out.
Listen, there could be some other issues there. There could be, but it's also there could also not be. You know what I mean? There probably is. I just, like, how they say you got to stop and smell the roses and shit. Well, you gotta stop and you have to disconnect, man. We see it all the time. We see people that disconnect from using social media, every once in a while, just to kind of, get their feet kind of grounded and stuff like that. We see it with gamers that they love playing a certain game, but it's like, I need to step back, and just because I'm kind of getting burnt on it, then they go back and they love it again. Like everything, like it was once said to me, everything in moderation. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to kind of take a step back sometimes from things. You know, you gotta ground your feet. You know, you gotta go out and actually like make sure that you're good. Make sure that you can still, you know, function under different means. Like my stepfather, my father basically. Danny knows. You know, every once in a while, at least growing up, he would stop smoking for the sake of it, just to prove to himself that he wasn't fully addicted. And he smoked a lot, but every once in a while, just random, he'll stop smoking for like a week, 2 weeks, a month, just because like he needed to make sure he can check himself. Because you never want to be so far gone that you are beyond your own help. Because there's nothing wrong with seeking help. If you need help, get help. If you need to see someone, see someone. If you need to text the number below and get my advice, please do. But
Mine too.
but you never want to be you want to make sure that I think we might have just got a text. I just heard it. I just heard a text.
Oh,
Check.
is that what that was? Okay.
I heard a text. Someone wants to talk to us. You know, you never want to be so far gone that that you have to get help. Again, I don't want to discourage from people from getting help. Need help, get help, no doubt. But if you can check yourself every once in a while before you have to get help, that's a fantastic thing. Because at the end of the day, we should be self-efficient. We should be able to do these things on our own. And if you can't, you can't. But if you can do something like what my pops used to do, and just kind of check yourself every once in a while, then do that shit. You know, like it's healthy to know that you are still in control of yourself. I'm basically saying, you know. But again, I just want to stress: if you need help, get help. But it's good to be able to check yourself every once in a while to make sure that you can do that. And what I'm saying is, it's okay. Turn the fucking console off every once in a while and go to your local bar, man. You know, or whatever it is that you fucking can think of. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's going fishing, hunting, hiking, whatever. Just do something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that you can do other things and you can bring things to the table. You know, going back to this dude's comment of like using gaming as a negative. If it's I you know what? Now I wonder if he even ever tried. Like, is he kind of taking himself out the game
simply because of that?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, has he gone out there and failed? Has he gone up there and got the reaction like, you're a gamer, or like, oh, you play video games, you know, or like, and got that negative feedback and it's like, oh shit, like I'm a loser or something. You know what I mean? Or is he legit just kind of psyching himself out beforehand? You know, because I don't know how it is in other countries and in other states, but like in New York City, there's tons of gaming related stuff you can go to as a gamer and socialize. There are gaming bars. There are fucking Dave and Buster's. There are, there's other locations. I can't remember them right now. Microsoft has a spot, but there's events that you can go to and meet other people. Whether or not you're gonna find a lot of girls there is not, because even still, like if you go to PAX, at least, well, for me when I went to PAX East and PAX West, when I went, like usually the girls' line for the bathroom is like yay long when you go anywhere. But like when you go to these gaming events, it's the guys' bathroom that is super long, and the girls could just fucking walk right in. It's the total fucking opposite at gaming conventions to where it is at a movie theater or a mall. You know, like it's the guys that are waiting, fucking, you know, and the girls just they go right in. It's just like, this is weird, you know. But so yeah, the percent, believe it or not, as much as you see these girl gamers online, man, and they're on Twitter and they're streaming, and you go on stream, and like they're still they are still the minority in the amount of attendees in gamers by a long shot. They may seem like they're all in your face when it comes to social media and when you go on Twitch to look at streams and stuff like that, but in reality, at least those attending conventions and shit, but see,
that's a whole nother subject there, because that also goes back to how females feel in the gaming industry, how we feel being surrounded by a bunch of guys who just seem to be, you know, I Googling them the entire time versus respecting us like actual gamers.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's a whole different subject there.
It is, and we may address that in future episodes, uh, because we do have opportunity for that. I think in chat we got some more stuff going on. Pinky Punk is
We
asking.
got a lot going on. Let's see. Uh, Catching up here.
Yeah, Pinky Punk, she's on fire. I love it.
Joker, but also why does he feel he needs to be in a relationship? Why not just date? Well, if you're speaking about this tweet in particular, this one says feeling hella undateable. So I
Yeah.
think he may be psyching himself out to the point where maybe he's too scared to try that date scene.
Look, yeah. So like, let me just address that. Like, Joker's married, right? So obviously, you're married because you want to be, right? And well, I hope so. But it is. There are people that are perfectly fine with just being by themselves, but it is in our nature to be with someone. You know what I'm saying? That is just what we are. Like it is, if you will, the intention of the higher purpose to be connected with someone. Like that's just what it is. And even if you don't feel like that, it takes very little sometimes for that switch to change, whether you're watching a movie or a show or some friends, or you're always the fucking, you're the fucking you're always the bridesmaid but never the bride, all that jazz. So like, it's very common to just want to be in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, it's just why we're here. We're here to procreate. We're here to connect with other humans. It's just like it's that's just what natural. It's just natural to feel like that. Some people have they're wired a little bit differently, and they don't feel like they needed that, or they're a man whore and they just don't want to settle down, or
I know a few
or
of those.
or they're a woman that is just they're so independent that they're just like that. I don't fucking need a man. That's just a waste of time. People have their reasons for different things. You know what I'm saying? So, but this guy he obviously feels undateable. The guy, at some point, we're just gonna go ahead and assume here, he met a woman and he fell in love. He proposed and was married and was having a great time being that. And something happened. We don't know what happened. And he's now divorced. So this man has been there before, and he's earning for it again, and like like dating at 40, like honestly, if I was to be single right now, like I can't automatically assume I could pick up where I left off in my 20s. Like it'd be a different ball game for me, and I'd have to figure that shit out. I had to be like,
Yes,
so what's
Hada, it's
yeah,
different music nowadays.
yeah. Oh, my kids keep me hip to that shit, but but it'd be like, it'd be a different groove, man. And I have to figure it out. you know
I think in a
uh
situation like that as well, it's easy to psych yourself out because you've been so used to something for so long and now things are different. For instance, my husband and I being together for as long as we have been, if that was to ever happen, quite honestly, I don't know what I would do. My life has been one specific way for so freaking long. This guy's having to change his entire life.
yeah, I'm 15 years next month with my wife. Not married, but 15 years together with her. 15 years, man. 15 years. Like, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be like, did I have a life before a wife? You know what I mean? Like, because it's like, like you get to a certain point where it's just like, I spent majority of I'm 40, and 15 years of that has been with my wife. I don't regret it. I love my wife, man. I fucking love my wife. You know, like I am like I one of swear to God, one of my biggest accomplishments of my life is marrying my wife. Coming from where I grew up from in the Bronx, New York, where a lot of men and women never actually got married. They just lived together fucking forever. You know what I mean? And seeing a lot of stuff and whatever the case may be, like to me, being married was is a fucking accomplishment, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah, you know, like it was just definitely a highlight of my life because it was just like, you know, like I found someone that was worthwhile, and my wife is awesome. So, you know, um, but yeah, so you know, it comes down to the fact that you have to kind of put yourself out there. He's gonna have to put himself out there. You got to put yourself out there, man. Figure out what you want to do. And what I wanted to mention before, which I didn't get to mention, is this is a guy that I happen to actually know who this person is, off this tweet. Um, I actually, like I said, I actually know him, and actually have met him in person. Cool dude. Okay. Um, uh, but uh, you know, this guy has a regular life as well. Insert this same tweet to a guy that is a full-time streamer and is trying to meet someone outside of the gaming realm. I've seen tweets like this from other people, um, two people in particular, two significant size streamers that have had to explain to landlords what their profession is, and they've had some difficulty. Like, so is that like steady work or, you know, imagine having to apply for a fucking a house or an apartment, and
Right.
and your and your profession
And you
is
gotta tell the bank that you're
streamer.
a streamer, a
That's and
content creator, and they're looking at
yeah,
you like,
well,
okay. I mean,
right.
it depends on who you talk to. Some people immediately go to porn when you say that. There are other people that are like, I'm sorry, what the hell is that? Is that even a job? It all depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get, you know, those hit bankers that totally know exactly what gaming is and stuff like that, but seriously.
Yeah, Ms. Jones is correct. Coming right off of COVID-19 and a lot of the restrictions that's out, it's gonna be difficult, but it may not be, Ms. Jones, and I'll tell you why. It depends. Again, I can only speak for New York. That's where I live. I live upstate New York now. I used to live in the city. I work in the city. So you know, my world is not the that's not the same world that, let's say, Joker, for instance, lives in. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be totally different where he's at. You know, um, but yeah, but Jones, I live in upstate New York now too. Not as far as you and Rage are concerned, but I'm upstate now, and I can tell you this shit right here is not even as far as you guys, and this is totally different than than what it is living in the Bronx and stuff like that. This is like chill. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Like, I'll tell you why I'm saying it. I almost ran over some deers the other day. It was very, very, very not cool. Um, but with COVID-19, at least here in New York, as things are starting to open up, like there's gonna be a bunch of frecas out there. Let me translate for you, non-Spanish motherfuckers. There's gonna be a lot of fresh women out there. Women, women are gonna be as excited to go out there and date and find guys the same way that guys normally are on a regular day.
They are pre-shaving their legs, okay? They are
And
ready.
and and they're shaving a lot more guys. So like they've a lot of them have been quarantined up, man. You know, excuse my language, but they're gonna when those doors open, their legs are gonna open too, because because they're gonna be like, yo, like we haven't been out here in forever. So like it's a good time to be single, if you will, because you know,
Everybody's gonna want to be looking for
yeah,
somebody.
people are gonna be looking for connections. They're gonna be looking to meet. They're gonna be looking to hang out. They're gonna be looking to drink. They're gonna be looking to fuck. They're gonna be looking for everything. You
Exactly.
know, so it's. I don't know if COVID-19, right as we go into things opening up, is gonna be, you know, really something that's gonna be hard to figure out. You know, like he might be at an advantage. I don't know where he lives. I can't remember. I know it's not New York. And I don't, I don't know where you guys live per se, but like things could be to his advantage as things start to open up. It's summertime, cuff season is nowhere. Cuff season is when it starts getting cold, so ain't no one trying to cuff, you know. Everyone is trying to, people usually break it up with their girlfriends and significant others around this time because they're getting ready for the good weather and they ain't trying to get locked down, So, he might be at an advantage. So I don't know. COVID-19 could be good for the dating scene. As long as you got your vaccine card, and stuff, and people are gonna be maybe more concerned with that than
Got your
STD.
multi-pass.
Is they're gonna be more concerned. Did you get your vaccine? It's a great opener. It's also like, so you got vaccinated? Yeah, which one? Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. Bam, you're in a conversation.
I got Pfizer. Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I got Johnson and Johnson.
So yeah, you're really looking at yeah, I'm fully vaccinated. Wink, wink. I don't need protection here. Good luck with that next shot, Joker. What, you getting the Pfizer or are you getting the what's the other one? Forget the other one. What's the other one? It's the Johnson Johnson, Pfizer, and then it's the other one. You're getting the Pfizer. I can't remember the other one.
Moderna or something?
Is it? Moderna.
Yes,
thank you.
Moderna.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's that's I don't see that as being a deterrent. I really do not. So, good luck to him on the flip side, and just know where you need to be. You know what I mean? Like just kind of take a break from yourself. Your hobby is your hobby. It isn't your hobby is your hobby, and your hobby could be a lifestyle, but it doesn't have to determine who you are. You are much more than just what your hobby is. Your hobby is typically your hobby, and very few people get to have their hobby turn into like their career. There's a very small percentage,
yes,
of people. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't let your hobby deter you. Don't let your hobby define you, and don't let your hobby be something that can be used against you when you are like a regular dude that can just like do everything else. You just so happen to just fucking be a gamer, And don't start off your conversation with a non-gamer chick talking about how you're a gamer. Like let her know that like you work, you have a job, you have a car, you have money, you don't live with mommy. That's another thing too. Like we want to talk about like prejudices and fucking what's the stigmatisms and stuff like that. But, like it's like, oh, I'm a gamer. Well, imagine like she automatically thinks that you live with your mother in a basement and shit and stuff like you don't want to you don't want to like
that's a stigma that comes with it though.
Yeah. So like again, in moderation, break that shit in, like set up Just Dance and see if she wants to dance around with you in the living room, in her spandex and stuff, and hang out with her and shit, gaming and chill, you could turn gaming into a sexual experience also, I think, maybe.
Just don't do it live, please. Fuck. Over it. Pinky Punk said this got lost, but yes, I think if anything, gaming or otherwise, is causing issues with relationships to the point where it's making or breaking things, there's an issue bigger than that individual thing. Priorities at that point might need to be reevaluated. Accountability is where that comes into play. You have to be willing to admit a problem to address a problem.
Bam. There it is. I have a whole new respect for Pinky Pong. She's very knowledgeable. I'm glad you're participating the way you are. Thank you very much. Seriously, no jokes aside. I know you from Twitter and stuff like that, and that's only a tidbit of who you are. And you're expressing yourself much more here on this topic. Obviously, you feel strongly about it or very opinionated on it, and I do appreciate your participation. And this is not the liquor talking. This is real shit. So thank you for that. No, seriously. But on a lighter note, as Rach takes a shot,
I have something crazy. Do you want to see crazy?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, crazy. Speaking of relationships, if you ain't holding my plants like this for me, I don't want it. So, in crazy people news of the week,
yeah,
he is laying in the trunk holding 2 trees. This is also what New York looked like when they, made weed recreational just recently, but
it's still illegal to buy it or to sell it, or I don't know, whatever. But anyway, this guy right here,
yes, this is love. This is straight up love.
Yeah, this guy, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know what to say. Ladies, do you require a man that is willing to do such an act?
Speaking from a woman's point of view here.
Uh-huh.
Don't we usually put Christmas trees on top of our car?
So they're just stupid.
Why? Why in the trunk like this?
Because I can't zoom in on this shit. But let me see, can I?
Don't fit. It ain't coming.
No, because these are in pots, aren't they?
They are, yes.
So you can't lay it on your trunk on the roof of your car.
I don't know.
And you're assuming.
I don't know.
So the wife, we're gonna assume that the wife is driving here.
Sure. Let's go with that.
All right, chat. Is this dedication? Is this dedication as a husband? Is this stupidity as a husband, or just plain stupidity? Both.
Both.
I said 3 things. That's 3 things.
I think it's definitely stupidity. Definitely stupidity. But it could be a little bit of love too. Or he just didn't want to hear his wife's fucking voice.
Can we tell what's the background here? That's not a building, so I can't necessarily say this is in an urban area, but it's not a house, so it could be both. You can't see the license plate. What kind of car is that? We got any car enthusiasts? Do we know what kind of car that is? Anybody? Just trying to figure out.
It's a Toyota or a Honda.
That's not a Honda. I can almost get. It's not a Honda.
It could be a Toyota.
Yo, Danny, come on. This is you right here, bro. What kind of car is
Thrills
this?
said that's a Volvo S70. Test me.
My man Thrills. You think so?
It's a Volvo.
I don't know.
Okay, so they're all saying Volvo. So it's a Volvo. Let's go with that.
Where are Volvos most commonly driven? I don't know. You know what? Honestly, I don't even know why this even matters. Either way, just in case you didn't know, that is a man driving that shit. For the sake of conversation and argument, we're gonna assume this man is straight and has a wife that's driving and told him to do this. That being said, women, despite women being the what's the word I'm looking for? Not considered the dominance in the world. Women are the strongest people in the world because men do what the fuck women say to do, especially when you're married. This guy.
As my husband would put it, okay? As my husband would put it, and we were just having this conversation last night. That
Yeah.
is the power of pussy.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy figured it out, man. This guy figured it out. He traded in, his joysticks for holding trees in the back of a car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, this guy, Rage, I don't know what to say about this guy, man. I want to say he found love, but I don't know.
He found something.
Ain't no cooch strong enough to make me do this dumb shit. Listen, that's pretty dumb, but I've done some dumb shit for some cooch, as you put it. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. But power to him, man. If the relationship is working, then who are
hold
we
the damn
judge?
trees.
That's it.
If it's working, hold the damn trees.
That's it. Absolutely. That's a good one. We need to get more like that. Hey, guys, if you find shit like this on Twitter, please DM us or send a text with a link, and we'll take it out. We'll give you credit. We'll cut them off. That way we're not shouting anyone out. Our honesty is key. Our honesty is key. Our brutal honesty is what we want to do out here. But we're not necessarily putting people on blast. We're just here, just talking the truth, giving our honest opinion. You guys have been fantastic with the stuff that you guys have responded with. Honestly, chat has been live the whole time. Hopefully you guys have been entertained. This has been really a lot of fun. Our goal here at Practical Reality is the following. We want to address real topics. We want to be as honest as we can possibly be. Obviously, our honesty is our opinion, but we don't want to sugarcoat shit. Our goal is to just be fucking real. Too many people are online saying shit, and they're just tiptoeing around motherfuckers. This pilot episode,
everybody is walking on eggshells. Yeah. You can see it.
Yeah, and it's just like, what it is, because people like, Rage and I are gamers, and this is a non-gaming show, and gaming stuff is going to be talked about because, well, we are gamers, so like that is part of what we do, and is part of what our interests are. So we can't avoid it. We're other future episodes will have other things that we will talk about that are outside of gaming. But the gaming stuff, I can guarantee you, is almost always going to be a part of the show, whether it's a segment or just part of the show, whatever. But too many people are too worried about how they're going to look like and say. Like, everybody here in chat, including ourselves here, has decided when we see a certain something on Twitter, decided to like it rather than retweet it. Or decided to read something, click on it, and keep scrolling, because like we're worried that if people are gonna think that we're agree with it, or that we thought it was funny or whatever. We're too fucking worried about what other people gotta say. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. The internet is the internet. If you ain't affecting my money, if you ain't affecting my family, I don't give a fuck. Straight up. You know what I mean? Like, and that's really what everybody should be. If it ain't affecting your pockets, if it ain't affecting your employment, and if it's not affecting your family, don't give a fuck about what people gotta say on stream and on Twitter or none of that.
For real.
That's the goal here. We have a text service in the bottom because we want you to air it out. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. We will say it for you without you saying it. Something's pissing you off, you see something, we will say it for you. You have your bosses pissing you off, your coworkers pissing you off, your team members pissing you off. We will address it for you. This doesn't make you soft. It doesn't make you pussy. We understand why you would reserve from saying certain things or addressing it, We know that sometimes it's not cool to be controversial. We know that sometimes like we don't want to be judged. I personally don't care. Rage is tired of caring. So just we're here to air it out. We're here to talk about shit that we see. We're gonna be interviewing people in the next coming weeks. We got one lined up. What was it, the 14th, Rage?
Yep.
And I cannot wait for that one.
Me
We're-
either.
I, and the reason why I don't even want to say what it's about is because I would fucking murder a motherfucker if they try to steal our shit. You know? But you know what? I'm gonna say it. Should I say it? Should I say what the topics that we're gonna talk about?
Who wants to know the topics? Put a 1 in chat. How about that? Let's see how many ones we can get in the chat. But I am going to take a drink to that because I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
We might have been drinking too much. Well, there's people I forgot were here. They're fucking saying ones. Wow, fantastic. Ones.
The thing is, we're bringing unbiased opinions. It's our own opinion. So if you text us, if you send us a message, again, going back to the text, we don't see names, we don't see numbers, everything is anonymous. You can stay anonymous if you want to, but we will touch on the subjects that are brought to us. So please make use of it.
Yeah. So if scheduling goes correctly, okay, our show on the 14th, okay, we're gonna have it. I guess we plan to have a show this coming Friday. Friday coming.
The 30th. Next Friday. Sure.
Next Friday, right? But May 14th, we're gonna cover with one person. We're gonna cover a previous team that this person was on and why they were kicked off. We're gonna discuss marijuana usage. We're gonna cover streaming. We're gonna cover the type of streamer that they are and the challenges they face. We're gonna cover OnlyFans. That's right. We're gonna cover OnlyFans. We're gonna cover the behind the scenes of that stuff, and it's gonna be fucking awesome. You may think you know, but you won't know
until you know.
Until you know. So we're even going to talk about shit sponsors. Also, it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot to cover on that show. So that's gonna be a show where we probably wouldn't be taking too many texts or stuff like that unless you have questions for that individual and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting. We really hope to put a little bit of a different spin. We want to create a little something different on this platform. We hope you guys enjoyed so far. This went way longer than I thought, man. I thought I was gonna be playing fucking Outriders after an hour.
He thought wrong.
But yeah, so to kind of wrap it up, Rach, we're excited for the next coming week.
Hell yeah. So make sure you text us. Make sure you DM us if you come across any crazy shit. We definitely want to see it. Of course, send a DM to Practical Reality, or send us a text at 518-400-2660.
Bam. There Memory. It is. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned next week and appreciate the support. If you haven't hit the follow button, please hit the follow button. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and I think we'll be uploading some of it, most of it, all of it over on YouTube for those that want to catch it later. We had a great time. We had a great time here, man, and we sorry we talked your ears off. But that's been great conversations, great back and forth with everybody. Appreciate you guys, and we look forward to catching you next week on Practical Reality. Let your friends know to come in, chime in, and participate, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Rach, sign us out.
Bye.
Take care, guys. There it is. Still there?
Alright, stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme, I like my beats funky, I'm spunky, I like my oatmeal lumpy, I'm sick with this, straight gangster Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Oh, yo, fat girl, come here, are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat, look at me, I'm skinny. It never stopped me from getting busy, I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom, I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. They say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the girls' pants, and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your trance.